Our next speaker is Tim Rand.
Yeah, can I do this standing up? Is that okay? Great. Poway Unified School District Special Education Transport has been zip tying kids into their bus seats for years. No, I stand behind that. All right, my son included and others. You came out with an report to one of the news stations that you did it for using the zip ties to do doing the slack. This is my son's harness, okay? These clips were clipped into the bus seat, sewn in, right? Can't come out. 3 clips. The bus driver showed up at my house, said, sign this release form. No IEP, no nothing. I have all his IEPs in here, nothing mentioned about zip ties. He was zip tied for 6 months. This is how they did it. You guys said it was slack on the vest. Vests come in 6 different sizes. They have zippers that do the slack on them, right? I know of 3 kids already. My kid's 4 years ago. You have 15 schools. How many kids do you think were zip tied? How many? Do you understand? This is what was going on with your transportation. I came to you in September to release the story. You said don't, because John Collins just got arrested. We don't need to have another story like this. I waited this whole time for you guys to release it, and you all know about it. Do you understand? This is my child, zip-tied into a bus seat. Do you understand? Other kids have been zip-tied in. These 3 kids are from one school. One school. You have 15 other non-public schools you transport to. How many other kids? 30, 40, 50. I researched it. This is called an illegal restraint and child abuse. Do you understand? You've been dragging your feet through this whole thing, trying to whitewash and discredit me by saying, oh, he approved this and he did that. Total BS. Your administration and everybody in that district office has been diminishing their entire capacity with this thing. It's completely wrong. I'm so frustrated with you guys. I've got every IEP addendum, everything. Not a mention of zip ties from one of you. Do you understand? The bus driver showed up and just pulled out a paper saying, we're going to zip tie. Do you understand? This is called an illegal restraint and child abuse. Do you understand? You've got 17 seconds. I'm frustrated with you guys. Start your investigation now. I'll be back here March 8th with a lot of other people, and I want it done in public, because everything I've done with you guys behind closed doors has been BS. Totally. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Dr.
I'd
Phelps?
like to make a statement. So, Mr. Rand, I'd like to address a few things that you brought up.
Go ahead.
First of all, when you first brought this matter to my attention, it wasn't September, it was in May of 2017.
There you go. You had it since
And
May.
at that time,
Mr. Rand, could you please limit your comments? You've had your 3 minutes. We now need to let the superintendent speak. Thank you.
he needs to sit down too.
No.
So I had staff conduct a full investigation at that time, and then I immediately called you with an update. And at that time, you seemed to understand and appreciate our response in addressing your concerns. At no time did I ever make any comments in regards to that pertain to Dr. Collins, and
Yes, you did.
that's inaccurate.
That's a lie.
Mr. Rand, you had your time to speak, and I believe this
You're
is my
lying.
time to
So
provide a
let's go.
response.
Get on. Keep going.
We're going to have to ask you to leave if you can't restrain yourself. So it was at that time I reassured you that zip ties were no longer a practice, and I since then have brought to the matter to, so since you have brought this matter to the public and you notify the media, I feel that the district needs to provide an official and accurate response and statement to your allegations. The safety of our students and staff is of the utmost importance to the Poway Unified School District. And this includes our transportation department, which transports 3,500 students to and from school safely every year. Our district bus drivers and bus aides receive the necessary training to ensure the students' safety. Transporting students with special needs on a school bus often requires specialty equipment, in addition to the lap belts equipped on most buses. In some cases, PUSD uses a safety vest appropriate for the child's size and development. However, some children are capable of getting free from their vests, as your child was. This can distract the bus driver, disrupt other passengers, and also put your own child and other children in danger by being unrestrained while the vehicle is moving. Over the past 5 years, for a total of 3 students, and the incident with your particular child occurred over 4 years ago, and with your presence and consent, your child, you along with the staff agreed to partake in that. Our bus drivers and our bus aides, with parental consent and knowledge, utilize zip ties to prevent the safety vest from being disconnected from the seat securement strap and to take up the slack from the seat securement belt on the safety vest so that tighter fit and reinforcement of the rings of the safety vest. The zip tie never comes in contact with any student and has never utilized to secure any individual student. In all cases, the transportation department consulted with parents before implementing and using these vests or zip ties. And again, in all 3 of these cases, our special education students were traveling distances outside of the district to program sites on freeways at high speeds and under conditions whereby it would have been dangerous to your child, other students, the drivers, and would have caused the bus to stop quickly in order to pull over to the side of the road to resecure a student was unsafe. Zip ties are no longer being used in PUSD under no circumstances, and I told you that at the time when we initially spoke. As the district has now acquired a new type of vest to securely transport students who require them, and I said that to you at that time as well. Although the pupil transportation industry has many different styles of transportation safety items to aid in restricting a student to a bus seat during transportation, PUSD transportation does not restrict students unnecessarily and does not implement hand, arms, leg, or feet restraints to be utilized. Any safety vests used or alternatives are and will continue to be addressed with parents and guardians during their IEP or individualized education program meetings in collaboration with our special education team. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
The next speaker is Shirley Williams.
Next March.